까만 거 비전을 말해 전 여친처럼 내 과거에는 집착만 해 난 박자를 타네 내 갈 길을 가네 넌
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The action tonight will be happening out in Los Angeles, where the Clippers will be going up against the Detroit Pistons. And guys, for the Pistons, they've been looking forward to this game and have to be anxious to tip it off. They've been pretty tight-lipped about the game plan coming in, but very soon we'll find out what approach they're going to take. And tonight, two top-tier centers going toe-to-toe. Obviously, the center position has become more multi-dimensional than ever. Shaq, give us your thoughts on how your position has evolved.
Well, the new defensive rules make it harder to post up. Versatility has never been more important for centers. You know, starting to play small ball, we need to get a little more versatile and show them that, hey, Akeem is not gone.
Do you think you could survive in the league in this day and age?
Oh, yes. Yes,
oh,
yes.
wow, what a question.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
can't believe he even asked you that.
I can't believe he answered it.
I think you come off the bench now.
Yeah, you could be a great sixth man.
Oh!
Whoa!
Okay, you could stop.
Shaq don't do bench.
Okay. Defensively, centers just have to guard, and Shaq could guard.
Yeah.
I can play guard.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
It's the Clippers and the City of Angels for a little interconference action here at the Staples Center. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now, he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's given me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And DA, it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. And tonight, the matchup at the center position is certain to draw attention. Not something we say every night because the bigs don't seem to be stressed. But tonight, Chris, that is a factor.
Thank God big guys are back in the game. Kevin, you know, I got this opinion that there's a conspiracy against the big guys. I mean, hey, big guys played in this basketball. You guys remember a guy by the name of Mikan? He was pretty big. So, yeah, tonight we have a great center matchup. Can't wait to watch this.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Johnson and Harris are at the forward spots. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. And it's Drummond in at the center position. Now Beverly after the missed three from Stanley Johnson. Jordan sets the pick for Beverly. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And Beverly just knows what to do in the pick and roll. So effective with both his passing and shooting ability.
Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
And Tobias Harris, now he's a player, he gives you a little bit of everything. He can spot up. If you put a bigger guy on him, he can take you down low and drag a small if you switch on to him. Love his game.
That's good from Harris. And you talk about the matchup problems Harris can create, Chris. He has been viewed as a tweener in the past, but while that can be a problem for some, C-Webb, it's a blessing, I think, for him.
Well, he's the type of player you want to throw into the game and not worry about what position it is. I mean, you just let this kid go. Tell him, hey, go do you. And that's what he's been doing.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. And with Tobias Harris, he's a player who bounced around more than you would think in the early part of his career. C-Webb, he was traded twice in his first 5 years in the league, which is odd given how he's been growing and developing as a player.
Well, yeah, trades aren't necessarily about the team not being happy with you. It's about finding the right spot. So he had the right work ethic, so you knew Harris was going to improve, and you also knew he was going to be around. Coaches love Harris's hard-working ability. So the future's bright for this kid.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Bradley no good on the free throw. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school, terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Johnson kicks to Bradley and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
That's just a lack of communication. Two guys just not on the same page.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Beverly, the pass to Jordan. They set the pick. He kicks it to Rivers. Lobs it up for Jordan. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Harris. Here's Jackson. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Jackson's got his first points of the night.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Beverly wide open. And is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. Now the dish to Griffin. Back to Beverly. Jordan the screen. Here's Rivers. Misses the 3.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Now Bradley.
Did you see that? Oh, that's just pure desire from Bradley right there. I mean, true determination to throw it down off the drive.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Now here's Griffin. Jordan the screen. Shoots off the screen. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Rivers can't get it to go. The Pistons leading. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Bradley dishes to Harris. Johnson the screen. Back to Bradley. Clock at 6. Drummond with a screen on Beverly. Jackson drives in. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Oh, man, you just have to love how Jackson maintains concentration all the way through. Even with intense defense all over him, he buries these interior shots.
Now, here is Gallinari. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Beverly, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
And Kevin, when Beverly gets these shots inside, he's just remarkably efficient. He just has tremendous touch on these shots. Patrick Beverly, such an important figure on this team with his defense. He'll get right up in the face of any opposing point guard and make life difficult. He hounds every player he guards.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up. With Beverly, as you said, it's not his offense, but everything else that makes him valuable. Chris, his defense, his rebounding, his steals, his basketball IQ, he's got the total package.
He does, Kevin, and he can still let it fly. I mean, Beverly is a solid defensive rebounder, but he's an incredible offensive rebounder. One of the best at the PG spot for offensive rebound.
Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Passes it to Griffin. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. That one on Harris. One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is, Greg, when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the four in the league, if not the best.
That's good from Blake Griffin.
And no longer a guy you're okay to foul. Griffin's made steady improvement at the free throw line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Blake Griffin, a free agent this past summer, ended up staying with the Clippers while others departed.
Yeah, you thought he might be gone after CP3 left, but Griffin enjoyed the team, and they offered him a huge contract. You felt as though he flew under the radar a bit in free agency, due maybe to his history of injuries.
Now here is Harris. Here's Drummond. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Drummond's got his first bucket of the night.
Exactly. That's what Drummond will always give you, tenacity on the offensive glass.
Rivers kicks to Jordan. Over to the wing. Shoots a three. And again, no good by the Clippers. The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Here's Jackson. Johnson the screen. Jackson kicks to Harris. It's Bradley on the wing. Over Rivers. Tries again. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Okay, I see Drummond's offensive game starting to evolve a little bit. He's learning how to trick the D with a nice pump fake.
Detroit shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And he can't get the first one.
And the Clippers are known as a high wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Reed's checked in. No good on the second free throw. The Clippers not a team known for their defense, but quite often the last few years, it's been the deciding factor for them in games.
Yeah, and I think it starts with the pressure they place on ball handlers. They can throw double teams or pick up far out from the hoop. They've got shot blocking inside to erase mistakes as well.
And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here. That one on Harris.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
The Clippers shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Tobias Harris.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the call will go against Anthony Tolliver. That's his first foul. And as good as Gallinari can be on the offensive side, Greg, he's a bit of a one-way player.
Yeah, and Gallinari is best in a situation where you can kind of hide him on defense. You want him out there on the floor due to his genius in terms of the offensive game, but he can't hang with most starting caliber forwards defensively.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Gallinari hits them both. Well, some big men in the league who are just superb at swatting away balls. Guys that you think right now are the best rim protectors, Chris, in the league.
Well, I think there's three, and it's a no-brainer with these three. I think one of the most intimidating, or the most intimidating, you have to go to DeAndre Jordan. He is the most athletic big man I've ever seen in my time in playing basketball. And with his length and his size, he can get up and block a shot quick. He can even get out there and guard some guards. We've seen him move laterally. Hassan Whiteside, this big fella has really improved his game, is really focused, gotten better in the offseason, and it's not something crazy to see him have a 10-block game. So I love seeing him. And then Rudy Gobert, we've seen him come on and become that inside dominant force for the Utah Jazz. So those three to me, really don't have one that stands out, but those three to me are the best on the defensive end when we're talking about big men defenders.
Well, many had high hopes for what Stanley Johnson could be in the NBA, but after a rough sophomore season, questions have been raised, C-Webb. The former 9th overall pick, the player of the year in high school in Los Angeles, a terrific freshman year at Arizona. He saw a major regression in many areas of his game.
Well, look, the NBA is a different level, and when you come in as younger as Stanley came in, you're going to have to figure your way out. He's with a great organization, great coaches around. He should improve with hard work.
First one falls for him.
And Johnson, the former Arizona Wildcat, certainly has a bright future in this league. The combination of shooting, speed, and length he possesses is just exciting.
Williams, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Then for the Pistons, Ellinson's checked in for Andre Drummond. Langston Galloway comes in for Avery Bradley. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Chris, growing up a fan of the Pistons, did you have any particular moment that sticks out to you about this franchise?
Oh, so many moments. Isaiah Thomas winning MVP in the All-Star game. So many moments. Joe Dumars playing great defense on Michael Jordan, sweeping the 1989 finals. That was our first time. And in high school, I remember we had these little pocket TVs that one of my friends had. We actually got to watch the game as the Pistons played against Portland. So, of course, I have many memories. You want some more? I keep going on and on and on and on.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 8. Pass to Beverly. Back to Griffin. Banked in off the glass. Griffin's got 10 points.
And just the sheer power of Griffin, one of the best finishers in the league after contact.
There's a good screen. Goes up at the stripe. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Clippers leading by 4. Kicks it to Beverly. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
The Clippers have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. Sam Decker's checked in for the Clippers. Johnson comes in for Gallinari.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And you look at the Clippers post Chris Paul. The team is still in a position to compete.
I think they had to fill in gaps when players left, but I really like the job they've done overall. I mean, they have good inside and outside presence. Not the same, but they aren't in a horrible spot.
Now here's Ellenson looking for his first basket still in this one. Back to Johnson. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Well, what about the concentration of Johnson? Just burying the bucket despite the harm.
And Chris, if you're a Pistons fan, you have to be happy with the direction this team is headed. They have a good, youthful core, a brand new arena. Things are looking up.
Well, yeah, 3 championships in the history. 2 of those were back-to-back, and another final. But if you look back at the Pistons' history, just like most organizations, it's full of valleys and peaks. And they just went through a valley for the past 7 years or so. And we'll see how things are lining up for them. It looks promising, but they have to come through and execute.
And the free throw, no good.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
It's stolen by Smith. Inside. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Clippers leading by 3. And Beverly kicks to Williams. Shoots from 12. And he hits the jump shot. Smith with it. Now the feed to Johnson. And the call goes against Wesley Johnson. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Chris, so often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times. I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in, my 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper that if you were a big fella, you were at my mercy. And so, you know, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, you know, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, you know, I grew up on teams where coaches, you know, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over 2 people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, you know, what's your favorite move? It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. And it was an easy way to kind of control the pace and the play from the game from that post position.
Outside Williams. Pass to Johnson. 1:51 left in the first quarter of the game. 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range. No good there. And Detroit the other way now.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Smith, the pass to Ellenson. Screen by Smith. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And at 6'7", Johnson has the height to bang down low. He's terrific at getting quality shots in the post.
And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight.
And a tough opening half for him in terms of his free throw shooting.
Thornwell, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. And the Pistons making a change here as well. John Lure, he's checked in for Anthony Tolliver. On the free throw, no good.
Well, you knew the Clippers would be hit hard in free agency. Losing both Paul and Redick kind of changes the outlook of the team, but still I think they're going to be solid and one that I expect to make the postseason, but I don't think that we can label them as a contender.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Williams dishes to Reed. Feeds it to Johnson. Puts it up. And again, no good by the Clippers. And Greg with the moves, the era of Lob City, it looks like it's officially over.
Yeah, and it was a fun run, but the team just, one, couldn't stay healthy, and they had some bad luck, let's face it, in the postseason. Entertaining group to watch, no doubt about it, but now we start the new era in Clipperland.
Now Johnson. After the missed three from Stanley Johnson. From 11 feet away. And it's Johnson again missing. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Galloway. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Smith for three. That shot misses. We come back right after this.
Living like college. Yeah.
And DeAndre Jordan not a focal point offensively for this team, but as a defender, he understands he can make a big difference.
I'm not really a big scorer for our team, but that's not my job. My job is to defend and rebound for our team. And, I've accepted my role, and I feel like I'm, excelling in my role.
Well, Jordan, a man who knows what his job is, and he likes his job. He does it very, very well. He is excelling.
And he may not be the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, but he is certainly the Clippers' Defensive Player of the Year. Jordan has become a defensive beast. And the thing of it is, he's still learning, still getting better.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
Williams is out there with Thornwell. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Decker. And it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now here's Williams. And taken away by Johnson. Dishes it to Smith. Now Ellenson. Johnson outside. Over Johnson. The shot by Johnson, no good. Clippers trail by 4. Shoots from the baseline. Thornwell can't get it to go. And here are the Pistons. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Smith kicks to Johnson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Wesley Johnson picks one up.
That's just a solid play by Johnson, sensing the physical defense and going right up into him with the shot.
Chris, I know that when you go through a season, there are certain matchups that you love and certain ones that you don't. When you were playing, which other power forwards did you just dread, just did not like going up against?
Well, Kevin, I would kind of change that and say dread to me was love, meaning that I dreaded and I loved to go up against Tim Duncan because you knew you had to be prepared that night. I loved and I dreaded going up against KG. You know, I played in the era where in 1 week I could have played against Shaq, Rasheed Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Akeem Olajuwon. This is all on the West Coast. So for me, you know, I dreaded the Western Conference, but what's so good about it is that you just have to be prepared, and you can't dread the NBA. It's like you grew up wanting to play against the best players in life, and so I really love the fact that I had to be my best every night, or you're going to get embarrassed in the league. So it was every power forward.
Never an off night, was there, Chris?
Never an off night, and, you know, so I can't say I dreaded Karl Malone over Barkley or or Olajuwon over David Robinson or Tim Duncan over KG. It's just like, hey, man, you got to put your big boy pants on, get ready, and go to work, baby. Put your hard hat on.
Here's Thornwell. The pass to Rivers. Jordan sets the pick for Rivers. Offensive rebound. Out to the wing. Jordan with a screen on Jackson. Rivers against Jackson. Passes it to Thornwell. Ball stolen. Here's Jackson, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body control by Jackson. Once he penetrates inside, he's searching for the foul on his shot.
You know, Chris, there was a time when Reggie Jackson seemed to be disgruntled. He wanted out of Oklahoma City and played with a chip on his shoulder most nights, but he seemingly found a home that fits him well here with the Pistons.
Well, he's a young player. He's still trying to find his way, but he has a style that fits this team, not only his style of play, but his mentality, and he's just trying to get comfortable with this situation and be the leader that he needs to.
That's good from Jackson.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
For the Clippers, Blake Griffin. He's checked in for Decker. And it's Gallinari in for Johnson. Tobias Harris is checked in for Detroit. Bradley comes in for Langston Galloway. And he makes the first but misses the second. And see, Webb, one thing you can always count on is Reggie Jackson and his ability to get a shot off. Just a knack for finding seams in that defense that lead to the rim or getting some open space and putting up a quality jump shot.
But you're right, Kevin. That's why he's great in isolation sets with the clock winding down. And also, I mean, he's worked on his pull-up jumpers and floaters to have to be that option.
Now here's Jackson following the miss by Griffin. Jacks up a 3. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
I feel like they could execute this play in their sleep. Griffin, one of the premier alley-oop finishers in the league.
Jackson kicks to Bradley. Lure the screen. And it's Bradley off the drive.
And really an interesting move by the Pistons, in effect shedding 2 starters in Contavious Caldwell-Pope and Marcus Morris for one in Avery Bradley. Stan Van Gundy clearly valued Bradley's leadership and playoff experience.
First free throw is good.
I mean, and that 6'3" Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. To the paint, and stolen by Harris. Outside Bradley. He feeds it to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Kicks it out to Bradley. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. And that's 11 points for Avery Bradley. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And Avery Bradley, an unrestricted free agent after this season. The Pistons have made it clear they're willing to pay the luxury tax to retain his services.
Clippers trail by 10. Pick by Griffin. Rivers kicks to Griffin. Griffin draws the double. Here's Rivers on target from 13 feet.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Now here's Bradley. He's got 11. To the paint, here's Drummond. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Drummond's got the lead up to 10 now for the Pistons.
Oh, that's a nice look, recognizing he had the opening to make the entry pass.
Left side, Griffin. Pass to Thornwell. Gallinari on the wing, guarded by Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Gallinari missing.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Harris with it. Now go. Oh!
Nice. Oh, and Bradley possesses ridiculous athleticism. He really gets up and jams it in when the opportunity is right.
Thornwell, the pass to Rivers. Griffin draws the double. Here's Thornwell. And it's off from three-point range. And here are the Pistons now. They're on a 15-4 run. And here's Bradley. 13 points in the game. Lure dishes to Bradley. Pistons passing it around. Jackson misses. Clippers trail by 12. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
There's the dish to Rivers. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh, and the defensive chops of Drummond really helping this team. He really cleans house with his shot blocking.
Bradley kicks to Jackson. Drummond a screen. Right side Bradley. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Rivers, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Harris. Well, you have to give a lot of credit to Austin Rivers for how he has improved since his rookie season.
And one big reason for Rivers earning his spot is his improved efficiency. Had trouble shooting from the mid-range and out early on, and worked on that part of his game, which opened up everything else for his skill.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and, you know, when you step on the floor.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. That's off as well, so he misses both.
His struggles this quarter continue. The D's done a good job on it.
Jackson passes to Bradley. Here is Tolliver. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Drummond a screen. A 3 from Bradley. Bradley with another miss.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, because you're spread out. It can be difficult to contest these shots, but not for him.
And any lob to Jordan is about as sure a thing as you can get. So athletic for a big with tremendous hands, and big fella knows how to get in prime position for those alley-oop feeds.
Here's Drummond following the basket by DeAndre Jordan.
And the one thing we know about DeAndre, he's a presence at both ends of the floor. He protects the rim on D just as much as he punishes it at the offensive end.
Now here's Griffin. 12 points for him. He dishes it to Jordan. Bradley against Rivers. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
His head doesn't look in the game right now. He can't seem to connect on any shot he takes out there.
Jackson dishes to Harris. He kicks it to Bradley. Drummond a screen. Bradley against Rivers. And Drummond is right there.
Timeout.
Drummond's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
And the Clippers making a change here. Reed's checked in. LA's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. There's a screen. Griffin kicks to Beverly. Gallinari in the corner. 6 to shoot. Reed a screen. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Gallinari.
Oh, just a brick wall of a screen. Knocks the defender out of the play.
Detroit's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Beverly against Jackson. The 11-footer, and it's Reed pulling it down. Reed's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Down low, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now here's Jackson. 5 points in the game. And again, Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 6 here in this quarter.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
Rivers kicks to Reed. The feed to Gallinari. And it's Gallinari again missing. Pistons leading by 9. In the corner, it's Harris. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Well, one of the things Harris does so well out there is shoot the 3 ball, which in turn opens up the floor for the rest of his teammates.
And Beverly kicks to Gallinari. Reed a screen on Harris. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear, this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
And the technical free throw is good. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
And the Clippers miss again. Pistons leading by 11. Smith outside. Back to Johnson. Here's the 3. Rebound by the Clippers.
No 3-pointers for him in the second quarter yet, but he did have one in the first.
Yes, that goes in. Reed's got 6.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Ellenson passes to Johnson. Here's the teardrop. Offensive rebound.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Gallinari dishes to Beverly. Johnson outside. It's stolen by Smith. Oh, and here comes Smith all alone. And the shot goes in. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
When the break is on, Smith fills the lane perfectly. And you know he loves getting it out in the open floor.
And Beverly kicks to Gallinari. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
Sam Decker's checked in for Gallinari. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. Pick by Williams. 4 on the shot clock. There's the 3. Goes back up. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Reed.
Look, he doesn't waste time. Once he gets the rebound, he does what he should. Goes right back up with it.
Smith outside. Kicks it to Ellenson. Just his first attempt. That one, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Now here's Williams. Johnson outside. Decker with it. Tolliver on him. He took good advantage of that screen. Williams has got 5 now. Smith with it. Over Beverly. And so is Detroit with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active hands on the defensive end, it really got us all hyped up. And, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. They really touched on the right formula in the second quarter as they were able to pull out to a 6-point lead before the halftime break. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Efficiency. I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
The view from high above downtown Los Angeles, where we are returning to action here at the Staples Center. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Really an incredible game from Stanley Johnson.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be a catalyst for your team.
Clippers trail by 6. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. Inside, it's Harris and Drummond. And it's Johnson in at the 3. Back to Beverly. Fires for 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. On the wing, Jackson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Chris, as you grew up a Piston fan being born in Detroit, which Piston were you the biggest fan of when you were growing up?
Oh, wow. By far, Isaiah, no question. Isaiah was the heart and soul of that team, a guy that was smile, but had the heart of an assassin that wanted to play and use everything that he had to get a win out of every game. The best small guard, in my opinion, the game has seen. His handles, his leadership. He was just a Chicago kid trying to make it. And then, of course, Joe Dumars and the fact that, he was just so solid, such a great guy for the community, such a heck of a 2-guard out there, a defender, a guy that could spread the floor. And, of course, Bill Laimbeer, his physical play. Bob Lanier, my man Rick Mahorn, Adrian Dantley, Mark Aguirre. I could keep going. Chuck Nevitt even was a Piston for a while.
And so Jackson nails both of them.
As a kid, Jackson saw a lot of the world. His dad was in the Air Force, so he lived in Italy, England, North Dakota, Florida, Colorado. He was all over the place.
Now here's Beverly. To the inside. Shot clock at 5. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Griffin.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Beverly. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Outside Bradley. Harris outside. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson passes to Bradley. Over Rivers. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Griffin kicks to Jordan. The shot off that time. Bradley with some nice D.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
Harris outside. Pass to Bradley. Drummond sets the screen for Bradley. Off the pick. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
A little bit of physicality from Bradley. Taking the knock, fighting through it to get the bucket, plus the and one chance.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skill guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Avery Bradley. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Shot on the wing. And he overshot that one, missing.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
Griffin dishes to Beverly. Back to Griffin. It's hauled in by Harris. Detroit leading by 7. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley. The Clippers have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Jordan with a screen on Harris. Here's Griffin, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And you know what? Saved what was likely to be a dunk.
For Los Angeles, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
He's off on the first. That one is no good. Pistons leading by 7. On the wing, Jackson, defended by Beverly, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
How about the muscle from Jackson on that play? Even with the contact, he knocked the bucket down easily.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
And looking back last season, how about 87% from the line? So that's obviously nothing to sneeze at.
One shot.
And that one falls for Jackson. Clippers trail by 10. And the Clippers call time here without question. Avery Bradley displaying his skills today.
Oh, he's tearing them to shreds, and I'm sure the only thing they're talking about in this timeout is what to do about him.
Now Beverly, he's got 8. And here's Griffin. Clock at 6. Griffin draws the double.
Jump up, cool. You two players.
And the Clippers have possession. 3 on the clock. Beverly for 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
And Harris wide open. He shoots a three-pointer off the mark. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pops it up for Jordan. The shot that time not on target. Detroit leading by 10. Outside Jackson. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Johnson outside. Feeds it to Drummond. Doesn't go that time. Great D that time from Jordan. Beverly against Jackson. Here's Beverly. He's got 8. Jordan the screen. Beverly the pass to Jordan. Back to Beverly. Takes the 3. Buries it from three-point range. Beverly's got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers. The Pistons have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. To the middle. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Back to Griffin. To the left side wing. Picked by Griffin. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14. Pistons leading by 5. Bradley kicks to Drummond. There's a good screen. There's Jackson with the 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc. They still can't cash in on it.
Dishes it to Gallinari. Good D by Drummond. The Pistons shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Johnson, the pass to Jackson. Back to Johnson. Harris outside. Now the pass to Drummond. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Johnson. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
And Johnson is just a very accomplished scorer. Whether it's inside or beyond the arc, he feels comfortable from anywhere.
And Beverly kicks to Gallinari. Jordan the screen. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Gallinari.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Drummond working against Jordan. Drummond dishes to Johnson. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Thornwell, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a switcher also for Detroit. Lewis checked in for Johnson. Now here's Jackson. 10 points for him. Passes it to Bradley. Lure with it. Outside Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Puts it up from 12. Drummond. Rebound by the Clippers. Jordan's got his 16th rebound on the night. Clippers moving the ball around. And stolen by Harris. Jackson in the corner. Lets it go with a three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Griffin's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Rivers, shot's good. Griffin making the play. Rivers has got his second bucket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Lure the pass to Bradley. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Bradley's got 18 points in the game.
Brave in the paint, Bradley gets it done.
To the middle. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Bradley. Puts it up from 15. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
The thought of what Andre Drummond could be down the road, I mean, really is just scary. He could dominate. If he just gets a handful of go-to moves on the post, you can't stop him. He's an offensive bully on the glass. Potential is there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And with Drummond, as you said, Chris, he is still full of room to develop. You forget just how young he is as he's been in the league for so long already.
He just needs to keep improving every year. And also, he's not in an offensive system. Their system, the coaching staff, the Pistons are not known as an offensive-type team. So he's going to have to get better in the summers and find his way along as time goes on. But he has an athletic skill set that you just don't see in this league anymore.
Clippers trail by 7. Outside Williams. Pass to Jordan. Now the dish to Rivers. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
So far in the game, he's 0 of 2 at the line. And the first one at the line is good. Detroit making a switch here. Ellinson's checked in. Rivers hits both of them. Detroit leading by 5. Lure the screen. Galloway kicks to Lure. He dishes it to Smith. There's the feed to Galloway. 4 on the clock. Over Williams. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Reed's checked in. There's Galloway. He kicks it to Tolliver. Smith outside. Just 5 on the clock. Ellenson with a wide open look. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Look, they cannot leave him open like that. The D got away with one there.
Williams outside. He can't get that one to fall. The Pistons leading. Here is Tolliver. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, as a big fella, that's the thing, Greg. You got to be quick in setting those screens. If you get a little lazy, you get called for it.
Griffin's checked in for the Clippers.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
Now, here's Lure. Kicks it to Tolliver. To the wing right side. They set the pick. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got 6. Clippers trail by 8. Williams dishes to Griffin. Jordan sets the pick for Johnson. Rebound by Smith.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
Here's Galloway. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That's on Lou Williams.
Well, Langston Galloway, the undrafted guard out of St. Joseph. Now, look, he flew under the radar on draft day, but has proven that he could be a rotation player in the NBA. Just a natural scorer at the point guard position.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Galloway. And with Galloway, he can run an offense, but his main draw is his shooting and his ability, Chris, to create scoring chances. Very hard to contain at times.
And you like having that scoring punch he brings off the bench. Decent shooter from deep who can stretch a defense. Not really an efficient scorer, but he looks to act as a catalyst.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 1:41 left to play in the third. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Lou Williams. They set the screen. Galloway, the pass to Tolliver. We've got 1:13 left here in the third quarter. Off the screen. It's stolen by Johnson. To the left wing. Lure against Griffin. Johnson outside. Clock at 4. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Ellenson. The Clippers have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts. The first one falls. And Johnson drops them both. There's 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lure the screen. Galloway kicks to Lure. Pass to Smith. Here's Galloway. He's got 8, just 5 to shoot. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Galloway has got 7 points here in this quarter.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Now Rivers. He has 6. Feeds to Jordan. Dishes to Williams. The pass to Griffin. From 15 feet away, and that's good off the glass that time. Griffin's got 22.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
The third quarter comes to a close. Pistons lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And now we take a look back to Doc Rivers talking to his team from his huddle.
Hey guys, come on. Let's close this quarter. Let's close it. Got to pick up our pace. Got to pick up our pace right here.
And Doc Rivers looking for a faster tempo, as you heard, wanting to make a big push here.
I think he realizes when his team is attacking at both ends, that's when they tend to go on runs.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. The heart of the team at the 4 and the 5, Griffin and Jordan. Williams and Gallinari at the 2 and the 3. And it's Rivers in at the point guard position. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
Yeah, just outworking guys in there, being accountable, being a leader by example.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
They set the pick. Galloway kicks to Ellenson. Rebound by Williams.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
And sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
And Ellenson pulls it down. Ellenson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Galloway kicks to Ellenson. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And the Pistons lead by 6.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
To the middle. Keeps it alive.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Smith against Rivers. And here is Ellenson. Back to Smith. Ellenson with a screen for Smith over Rivers. Here's Ellenson. Off target from outside.
Now, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
Gallinari wide open. He can't hit that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Passes to Tolliver. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
A defender nowhere near him, and he still can't hit it. He wants that one back.
Here's Williams. And Galloway pulls it down.
That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time.
Smith dishes to Ellenson. Lure the screen. Lure a screen on Jordan. Here's Tolliver, and that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Now here's Williams. Shoots off the step back. Tries again. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Jordan.
Yeah, and it's the long arms of Jordan, staying active on the boards for these high-percentage putbacks.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Hey, Greg, when you look at all the dunks that DeAndre Jordan has on his resume, it's pretty impressive.
And Jordan, I feel, is even underrated with his dunking ability. Very agile. You can see that in warm-ups as well as the dunk contest. His unmatched power when attacking the rim, really unprecedented. He may be the best athlete in the league.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Rivers. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. He told them that for now, they have to back off of the three-point line. He said, we don't have to just shoot threes. Let's get the ball in tight for some high percentage looks inside the paint. Back to you guys.
And the force Drummond plays with really making the D feel uneasy.
Two shots.
He's off on the first.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
And he sinks the second.
Drummond is a rebounding beast who eats glass for a living. Can't keep this guy off the boards.
Here's Griffin. And no good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Clippers trail by 3. Jordan the screen. Williams kicks to Beverly. Gallinari against Johnson. Now here is Gallinari. Guarded closer.
And the exceptional athleticism of Johnson. Love how he gets up for these rejections.
And Drummond throws it down. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 16 rebounds.
Wow, Drummond leaving the floor so quickly. The chemistry he has with his teammates on these alley-oops is very impressive.
Now here's Williams. Gallinari outside. Jordan sets the pick for Gallinari. Another shot, and here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Free throw good, Jordan.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
The three from Bradley, and it's the Clippers with the rebound.
He hit a 3 in the first half. Now he's searching for his first outside shot in the second half.
Jordan the pass to Gallinari. And it's Gallinari again missing.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Williams against Bradley. Shoots from 12. Bradley with another miss. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here's Griffin.
And Harris just using that long reach of his so well on defense. Shooters have to be more careful or he'll rise up and swat your shot away.
Drummond with a screen on Beverly. They set the screen. Jackson setting the pick here for Johnson. 5 to shoot. Harris kicks to Drummond. No good that time. Good D by Jordan. Here's Griffin. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Jordan's got it all tied up now for Los Angeles.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
Drummond dishes to Bradley. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Bradley's got 9 points here in the second half. The Clippers shooting not great, 40% for the game. Beverly the pass to Williams. Jordan sets the pick for Williams to the inside. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. No good on that one. That's off as well, so he misses both. The Pistons leading. Now here's Jackson. Drummond a screen. Drummond with a screen on Williams. Bradley. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
The ability to draw contact and get to the line is a great tool for any player to have, but it's really a bonus for perimeter players like Bradley.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Avery Bradley. Both free throws good from Avery Bradley. Clippers trail by 4. Griffin sets the screen for Beverly. Jordan kicks to Gallinari. He feeds it to Beverly. It's deflected. Jordan's shot is off. Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
Jordan the screen. Here's Griffin. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Oh, yeah, incredible teamwork there. A play you perfect only by practicing it until you're blue in the face.
That free throw good from Griffin. Pistons leading by 3. Outside Jackson. High arcing shot. He lays it in.
Oh, what a touch from Jackson on that floater. Just gently guiding it home.
Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And Beverly kicks to Jordan. Gallinari outside. Pass to Beverly. Fires from deep. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 18th rebound here tonight. All over the place. Jackson kicks to Harris. Drummond with a screen on Gallinari. They double-team Johnson. The dish now to Drummond. The feed to Bradley. Drummond a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bradley drives in, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
With his athleticism, nice to see Bradley driving to the rim.
Beverly dishes to Gallinari. Jordan the screen. Gallinari passes to Jordan. Deep 2 from Beverly. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists in the game. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Gallinari. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Now just a 3-point Detroit lead. Jackson with it. He dishes it to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Stolen by Beverly. Left side, Williams. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And that's what Beverly does best, a quick passer who distributes the ball incredibly well.
Here's Jackson. Bradley kicks to Harris. Harris setting the pick for Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Fade away. And yep, couple bounces and it falls. Jackson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And just a fantastic job by Jackson, remaining aggressive on offense. His team turns to him in these moments, and he knows how to provide.
Griffin dishes to Beverly. And here's Gallinari outside, and it's Gallinari again missing.
His shot hasn't been going in, and they will probably have to look for someone else to step up and provide.
And Johnson with the stuff.
Wow, and Johnson is terrific at creating his own shot, especially when his team needs him to come through for them.
Now here's Beverly. Outside Griffin. Jordan the screen. And Griffin, here we go. A beautiful reverse layup. Griffin's got 31 points.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's Harris. And that one drops. And the Pistons lead by 5.
Wow, and slowly but surely, Harris is learning what it takes to become a leader. When this team needs him to step up, he has no issue dominating crucial possessions.
Now here's Griffin. Griffin draws the double. The drive by Jordan. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Jordan's got 9 points now in just the second half. Here's Jackson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Oh, and Jackson is a guy that loves the contact, especially when he's shooting the ball.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Clippers. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
Gallinari with a screen for Beverly. Jordan with a screen on Jackson. Griffin kicks to Jordan. Jordan sets the pick for Gallinari. Off the pick. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
That's a huge basket. Just taking advantage of the size mismatch and able to drain that mid-range jump shot. Really good basketball.
Now here's Bradley. Johnson outside. 3-pointer. And another field goal in his total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
Oh, and when Johnson senses the D is laying off of him, he loves going straight up with the shots. catching the D off guard, just a very efficient shooter.
Johnson against Gallinari. And stolen by Harris. Johnson outside. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. Yep, that one goes.
Timeout.
And now an 8-point Piston lead.
Just terrific determination. First compiling the lead and now building on it.
Oh, man, and this is late in the game. It's tough for a team to come back. Everything has to fall into place.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. .41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Rejected by Harris. Johnson outside. He kicks it to Bradley. Johnson the screen. Open shot by Harris. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 10. There's 21 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole it's hard to climb out of.
They can only blame themselves. A few missed opportunities, some miscues that they'd like to have back. It all adds up.
Here's Rivers. Drains the three-pointer.
I like the bounce pass there. He's getting creative.
9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now Smith. And so it's Detroit with the W. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.